Alright everybody, we're here at Riney Disc Golf Park. I wanted to film a little video just for anybody who doesn't know what disc golf is, so you can see me play and talk about the sport a little bit. We're going to start with hole 1 here, and I'll talk through as we go about the different shots I'm throwing, what I'm trying to do, and how it all works. The gist of disc golf is the same as normal golf. I have a starting point, which is this tee pad that I'm standing on. It's a concrete space. And then I have a basket that I'm aiming for, and the goal is to get the disc in the basket in the least amount of throws as possible. That's all. Stepping up to hole 1 here, you can see from my red arrow down there that the basket is way down there, about 486 feet. I can't quite reach this one off the tee, so I'm just going to throw a driver as far as I can. Disc golf, just like normal golf, has drivers, mid-ranges, and putters. You might use a putter to putt with into the basket, or also to approach. Here you see I'm using one to approach the basket just because it's more controllable. It can go a lot straighter. And then here I am putting with a different putter, but it's fairly similar. You just want to throw it in there. Stepping up to hole 2, this one also is a little out of my range off the tee, so I'm going to throw as far as I can. You can see it's down and then to the left. I actually want to get over to the right a little bit so that my second shot I can see the basket. It's tucked behind some bushes, and it looks like I've accomplished that. Here I'm going to throw a big high, we call it a spike shot, and that's kind of like throwing darts for me. I can be a lot more accurate with that, and put it right next to the basket. That's another 3. So far I'm at even par. Hole 3 is way over to the left. Once again, you're seeing a theme. This par 3 is out of my reach. So I'm just going to try to throw one right down this tunnel, and I've gotten it a little bit too high. I want it to curve to the left to get closer to the hole, but I've nicked a couple branches and I didn't get very far. I'm pulling out a putter here to do an approach, and I curved this one a little too far to the right, leaving me about a 45-foot putt. I'm not usually the greatest from that distance, but I made that one. Maybe a 25% chance of me making a 45-footer like that, so that was a good one to make. Hole 4 is going to be way over to the right. I'm going to throw a putter placement shot, just trying to land it in the fairway so that my approach is pretty easy and open. And unfortunately, I got that one. I angled it a little bit too far to the right. So I ended up in these bushes, got kind of a weird stance, not a very good approach, leaving me with another little pitch up to take a bogey. And that'll put me at +1 for my score. Hole 5 here is a straight shot drifting a little bit to the right. I'm going to throw a mid-range on this because I know that if I throw a driver I could go past the hole, and a mid-range just doesn't go quite as far. It's a little more controllable as well. And as you can see, I've pretty much done this perfectly, just drifted a little bit to the right. Actually did go a little bit past the basket even with a mid-range. Maybe I'll go putter next time. And thankfully I'm putting really well today, so I was happy to make that one. Hole 6, similar shot. You're going to go to the right of that tree that's right in the middle of the fairway. And so I'm kind of just going to aim at that tree and hope to drift right before the tree. So you can see, and it's just drifting right. There is a creek if I go too far right, but luckily that was about the closest I've ever put that drive, and it was right under the basket. Hole 7, here's a view from behind the basket. You can see there's a creek right next to the basket, and you can see where I'm throwing from way over there. This one is a really fun shot, but it can be dangerous because the creek plays out of bounds. So I got to get it just over the creek, but not too far to go into the woods behind the hole. And I just managed to do that. This was another great shot. And so after 7 holes, I birdied 5, 6, and 7, and I bogeyed 4. So I'm at -2 for my round. Now we're going to hop over to hole 17 and play 17 and 18 just to make it an even 9 holes. 17 is right at the edge of my range, so I'm throwing a driver. But as you can see, I threw it a little bit too high. And when you throw disc golf discs too high,
they tend to curve really far to the left. So I'm a little left and a little short. I just pitch up. That's the same as a little chip up in regular golf. Pretty easy to do, and take a par. Hole 18 is a par 4. I'm going to aim for the big bushy tree right in the middle as a placement shot. Throwing a driver to get as much distance. I'd like to be to the left of the bushy tree, but I threw to the right. That's going to make my next shot a little harder. Got to curve it around the tree, and I did. You can't see it very well, but sliding in there to the right next to the basket. And this is a putt for birdie, and that is a 3 under 9 holes at Riney B. So I hope you enjoyed learning a little bit about disc golf. I don't know how informative this was, but hopefully it was fun to watch. Hopefully now you understand a little bit of why I enjoy it and what it's about. And yeah, so I hope you enjoyed it.